Hey, morning everyone. It's Buck up in a rainy old far north Queensland. We'll see if we can get this finished out in the backyard. I doubt it. Hey, this is the first in a series of ration pack reviews that I'm going to be doing. I love doing these. If there's a type of video that I love doing, it's reviews on army ration packs from around the world. I did a few on my old channel. They're not around anymore. This one's pretty special because it was given to me by my old mate slacking since 1969, Mrbuckaroonie guys over in Canada. And boy, hasn't this ration pack done some kilometres to get to Innisfail in far north Queensland. Lukey Reed's parents from Tasmania went on holidays to Japan and then to Canada. They met up with Slacken in Toronto at bloody, not Gloria Jeans, what's the coffee shop over there? Starbucks. Met up at Starbucks and Slacken gave them this ration pack here to give me. It's a Canadian ration pack. We'll talk more about that soon, or an MRE as the Americans call them, meal ready to eat. And it went from Canada back to Tasmania, and then they gave it to their son Luke, who got on the Spirit of Tasmania, went across Bass Strait onto the mainland, and then drove all the way from the bottom of Australia to far north Queensland to give me this ration pack. So it has covered some distance, let me tell you. If you can hear a noise over that way, it's a cane harvester just over the river harvesting cane. Still cane harvesting season up here in far north Queensland. This one here, I had to Google it. It's a Canadian ration pack, and I'm tipping it's only a one mealer, not a 24-hour. Going by the size of it, I'm tipping it's a one meal ration pack. It's jambalaya. I must admit I had to Google what jambalaya was. I didn't know. It's a rice dish, guys, that originates in Louisiana in the United States. So it's one of those, I'm tipping a Cajun type dish, is it, from Louisiana, with Spanish, French and African origins. So as we know, Louisiana is home to all that spicy type food, Cajun and all that stuff. So this one here is chicken and sausage jambalaya, which is, I'm tipping, a chicken and sausage rice dish of some sort will be the main meal in there. And it's in French too, as we know. Everything in Canada is in English and French. And I think I'll get the pronunciation of this right. It's jambalaya poulet saucisse or something like that. I had to listen to the lady on Google last night try to pronounce that. Slacken will correct me if I got that wrong. Poulet saucisse. They don't pronounce the ET in the middle, which is and, so I don't know why they don't do that. They're a bit funny, the old French. Shit language. Anyway, we're going to use English, because that's all I know. Chicken and sausage jambalaya, a Canadian ration pack, everyone. Military ration, not for resale. And then it's got it in French as well. Menu 11. Okay. Where did I go? He must be just over there, that cane harvester. I can hear him pretty clearly now. Let's open it up and see what is inside. Right, let's go. Pour him out. I have never seen a Canadian ration pack before. I've seen a lot of Yank ones and whatever. Steve W has sent me a British ration pack, which is the next one coming up, and I've got an Aussie one to do, thanks to, I won't mention his name, how he got it. Fair means or foul, and then I've got some civvy type ones to do as well. Right, let's go through here. Okay, so it's like the American MREs and the Australian ration packs now. They've gone away from tins, thank God, because it's heavy. Used to have to carry all that shit on our back. Chicken and sausage jambalaya. So it comes in a sachet there in a cardboard box, and then there's a dessert as well. Liking the look of that. Dessert. Sliced peaches. There's a dessert. What else have we got here? Coffee crisp. Nestle coffee crisp. Like a little chocolate bar. So we'll give that a go. Nestle. Alright, beauty. I was hoping I'd get some sort of coffee or tea because I want to crank up the old Cups Canteen with a Hexi. Where's my Hexi tablet? There they are. The old original Army Hexamine tablet. So, there we go. I'm going to crank up the some water for a coffee. We've got Nescafe Sweet and Creamy. Creme Sucre. sucre, S-U-C-R-E, which I'm tipping French for sugar, like a sugary coffee. Vanilla drink mix. There you go. Spread bottom of pouch with cold water and shake vigorously. So there we go, like a vanilla milkshake. That'll be interesting. Most of your ration packs now have some sort of electrolyte drink. They all have them. This one's an orange sports drink, like a Gatorade or a Powerade. And let me tell you, when you're working hard out bush in the army, digging gun pits, digging trenches, patrolling, bloody doing all that type of stuff, guys, water just doesn't cut the mustard sometimes. It's good to get an electrolyte drink into you. And they started doing that. They weren't in when I first joined, but then they started coming in, and someone says you've got to start replacing so you don't cramp up and all that type of stuff. So there's a couple of those orange sports drinks. We'll mix one of those up in a water bottle and see how that goes. This is a little pour beverage powder in bag and shake well. So that sports drink or coffee. So this here can take hot water, this bag. So if you don't have a Cups Canteen steel, a steel mug, you can actually have your coffee in that plastic bag there, which is a great idea, isn't it? Oh, I've got a spork. I love sporks, so that'll go when I finish with that, and a napkin. What else we got here? All right, like a crunchy barbecue mix. I'm tipping that's like nuts and fruit, like a nut and fruit type mix. There, all cryovac up nicely. Oh, here we go. A hamburger bun. It'll be one of those like little brioche buns and that. And the last time I had one of those in an American ration pack, they were bloody nice. So a hamburger bun there. What else have we got? Oh, this is looking good. Frank's Red Hot Original Sauce. So that is similar to a Tabasco sauce. A must have. A Tabasco sauce. Different brand, but here we go. Here we go. The Canadians call it strawberry jam, not strawberry jelly like the Yanks. Strawberry jam. Always interested in Canada how they kind of get torn between. I know they're a Commonwealth country. They get torn between the English and American English, don't they? I know they go mom, M-O-M, like the Americans instead of M-U-M. But they say strawberry jam and not strawberry jelly, which is good to see. What's this stuff here? Oh, nice. Peanut butter. Now, what am I going to have that on, but? What am I going to have that on? Peanut butter, but I can't see any crackers. Righto. Some Tic Tacs there for after thing to freshen your breath up. Box of matches. Matches unlightable, we used to call them in the army. If you could strike one of these bloody things and get it going, good luck to you. We actually used to get the waterproof ones in the Australian Army ration pack, the greenheads, which were the waterproof ones. And if anyone remembers my old channel, Slacken sent me some of them once. And I thought, oh, beauty. A bloody, like a Mentos or a big mint lolly. Those things there, I thought they were a mint. And it's not until you get them out and you realise you soak that in a bit of water, and it becomes like it blows up and becomes like a big wet towel, like a big serviette wet, like it's so to wipe your hands and your face and that. I thought they were a bloody, like a big mint, a big mint lolly to suck on. But that's actually they expand out. I'll give you a demo of that. And they turn out and you can do your hands and your face and everything with them. A great idea. So the only thing missing there, I'm tipping this is a 1 meal ration pack. This wouldn't be for 24 hours. You could make this last for 24 hours, don't get me wrong. But I'm tipping it would probably be a 1 meal ration pack. The only thing missing I can see, Slacken, if you watch it, is crackers or biscuits. Like a dry cracker to put the, well, you could put your peanut butter and your strawberry jam on a cracker, which would go well. Peanut peanut butter and jelly, as the Yanks call it. I never tried that, peanut butter and jam together. I tell you what, it is a nice combination. I'm not one for mixing savoury and sweet, but peanut butter and jam does go very well together, I must admit. Unlike bacon and maple syrup, I don't like that. Slacken will be throwing shit at his computer now, or his iPad, going, Buck, what are you on about? Bacon and maple syrup is the bomb he'll be going. Righto, I'm going to stop jibber jabbering. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to boil some water up, get some water going. I'll use a... So there's another thing that it doesn't come with, unless I open this box up, is some way to heat the meal. I've got some in there. I might go and grab one. I got them from Survival Supplies Australia. They're like a field ration heater. So what I might do is go inside, grab a field ration heater and show you how they work. Like the Americans have them. It's like it's got stuff and you put a little bit of water in and put that in and it heats your meal up. So I'm tipping you would have to, maybe if you've got a cup, try and boil your cup up for a brew, heat your meal and then make a brew. That's one way you would do it. You always got to improvise when you're in the army. Improvise, overcome, adapt. So I'm tipping you would put your water in your cup, put your feed in, heat it up, take it out and then make your brew. Multitask, that's something blokes can't really do much. But there you go, that's what's in a Canadian, I don't know if they call them ration pack or an MRE over in Canada. They call it military ration, so maybe they do call it a ration pack. I've been on operations with the Canadians guys in East Timor in 1999 during Interfat, International Forces East Timor, when they were booting the Indonesian backed militia out of East Timor, and it was transitioning from Indonesian to becoming a sovereign country, East Timor, or Timor-Leste they call it now. The Canadians sent a battalion over and they were down on the Indonesian border at a place called Suai, where some blokes in my unit were ambushed and almost lost their lives. Two guys, Ron and Mark, got caught up in an ambush down there near Suai, taking militia back over the border, and they got ambushed, and it was a pretty nasty incident. And it made four corners for all the wrong reasons, that incident. Once again, the SAS regiment in the news for the wrong reasons, war crimes and all this. It was a load of shit. Long story short, the baddies tried to ambush the SAS boys and they come off second best. Hey everyone, I brought it inside. It started raining. Just what you got to do. So I'll finish the clip off inside. A few different ways I could heat everything up, but what I did do, as I said, a lot of the Aussie soldiers now, they use these things, guys. Jet boils. Trouble with them, you can't, well, when I was in, you could not fly on exercise. If you're flying in by Hercules, C-130, you could not have gas on you at all, which is why we used to use hexamine. So I won't use hexi on this one. I'll probably hexi up, because I'm no doubt there will be a tea bag in the British ration pack that Steve W sent over. So we'll make a cup of tea on the next one. No tea bag with this one. I thought there would have been a tea bag in the ration pack. There's a coffee there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the cheats way, the way they do it nowadays. And I'm going to crank the jet boil up, everyone. They're a great bit of kit, the jet boils, aren't they? They really are. Righto, so the original skin on that, it was a black one, it went all thing, but I got onto it. There's a little shop across from Laverack Barracks in Townsville, and they sell the camouflage multicam jet boil covers. Could not find them in BCF, any camping shop. Went to it's like an army disposal store. They do all ammo pouches for the army boys and that across the road, and they sell them, which is fantastic. So I'm going to get a bit of water going for a brew to start with, to get that coffee going. That'll be enough for now. Righto, because I want to leave a little bit more water for the flameless ration heater. If you haven't seen one of them, they are pretty cool bits of kit, let me tell you. Righto. The igniter, if anything's going to go on something, a barbecue or a jet boil on that, it'll be the igniter. First thing that goes. So we'll keep an eye out on that. When the water gets close to boiling, that thing there turns orange. So they're a pretty cool sort of thing. So water on for a brew. Now the next thing I want to do is heat my jambalaya up, my chicken and sausage jambalaya, which is a rice dish, as I said. Place unopened pouch in a pan of boiling water. Okay, so there's my old pan set from the army, guys. So you can somehow lay that in there with some water and boil it up. Pain in the bum. That's where these flameless ration heaters come in handy. They are very, very good. So these things here come in the American ration packs, MREs. But you can also get these things from a place called Survival Supplies Australia, SSA, Survival Supplies Australia. There's a lot of food out there now that's not dehydrated. You just have to heat it up, and they make great emergency rations and that in your four-wheel drive or your boat. So get on to Survival Supplies Australia and get some of these flameless ration heaters. So they'll work with any sort of sachet where the food's already cooked. It's not dehydrated where you add water. So you place it in the sachet, and then we tip water up, only a tiny bit of water up to that line there. So I'll do that, and then we've got to seal it up and put it against a rock. The Yank ones had. Put against a rock or something. So I always used to put it against a something if there was no rock around. So in it goes. I'll just do the whole lot of that. I've got to do that up, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it down before she goes off. I'll get the camera and show you how it goes off. Don't hang on to that, put it against something, because when it goes, it goes. Righto. Here she goes. I was sitting there going, it's not working. They've decided to put the pouch into one of these things, so you've got to actually take the pouch that's got magnesium or whatever it is in there out of that. I was sitting there going, it's not working. Well, they've put the pouch in one of those now, so make sure you take it out of that or it won't work. That reacts very quickly with the water. You can see, keep your hands well away from it. That stays in there for 12 minutes now to heat that meal up. So 12 minutes. The other way you can do it is to boil it up in some water or whatever. While I was trying to get that going, because it was in that plastic pouch, I've never seen that before, must be a new thing. I'm gonna get a brew going, and that jet boil boiled very quickly and I turned it off. Come on. I'll just reheat that water. So, where's me brew? Where's me coffee? Here she is. Use the Barry beef. Knife Mark 1 for your teeth. There you go. We had free dental in the army, so if you chipped the tooth, it didn't matter. Open up a can with them, anything. Yes. Some of the shit you used your teeth for in the army out bush, Mum would have cringed seeing what we did there. So that jet boil's going now. Let's take him off the... Come on, come here. We'll pour this coffee in. I'll pour the water into the coffee, I should say. So it's one of those coffees that's already got the milk in it. There's another thing that's not in here, slacking. Sugar. Or was there? There wasn't. There was no sugar either. There you go. Maybe the Canadians are trying to cut down on their sugar intake. It started raining, Rafa's over at the door, looking out at me, going, it's too wet out there, Dad. I'm going to stay inside. Righto, so here's the coffee. That was breakfast in the army. A dingo's breakfast, a piss and a good look around, and a cup of coffee. You generally go halves. Everyone to get their water bottle, put some water in, and you go 2 or 3 people. That full cup of that, do 2 or 3 blokes in the morning. Yeah, that's not a bad coffee. Sweet enough. And don't ever get your shaving mug mixed up with your brew mug. You get a mouthful of whiskers at night time. Righto. Well, that coffee's very hot, so I'll leave that sit there now. What I might do is open up these crunchy barbecue mix, see what they're all about. I'm tipping they're like a fruit and nut mix or something. If I can get them, here we go. Oh no, they're like a little dry, like a savoury. That's a savoury with like a barbecue seasoning on. Not bad. Go well with a beer. They need a can of beer in here. That's something you'd have with a beer in the afternoon about 4 o'clock. Crunchy barbecue mix. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that in French. Got a vanilla drink. I'll try that soon. Orange sports drink. What I might do is go and get some more water in that water bottle. Try one of the orange sports drinks. The Red Hot Frank's Red Hot sauce. Similar to Tabasco. That'll be going in my jambalaya. As I said, it takes about 12 minutes in those things. So just let it sit in there. Let it warm through. Really looking forward to that. Righto. I might just sit back, have a bit of me brew, and wait for the main meal to get ready, eh? That there, we didn't get them in the Australian Army. I don't know if the Canadian Army has them. The Yanks had them. And I scored one of these off a Yank on an exercise once, many, many years ago, when I was in the Army. We used the old fold-out hexi stove. Put a hexi tablet in. These here, they're designed to go in the, I think the Yanks call them a kidney cup because they're shaped like a kidney. We used to just call them our steel cup or Cups Canteen Steel. Sit in like that. What you can do, put a hexi tablet under there, and it's got air vents. So you can actually, and it sits in beautifully. So you sit it like that, put your hexi tablet in there. And boil your water up in that. That was like the Yanks equivalent of our hexamine stove, a hexi stove we used to call it. Little hexi stove, which I've got over there. You'll see that on the next one. So you just put a hexi tablet under there. If you don't know what a hexi tablet is, this is a Rigid Edge Army one. They burn for about 5 minutes. Once you get them going, fantastic. They burn better if you crack them in half. Put that under there, light him up, and that'll bring that to the boil, or if not, very close. A full cup of that, certainly hot enough to have a brew. So that's what I got off a Yank, not this one. I was going through eBay one night and I saw them and I thought, I'm going to buy one. It's only about 10 bucks or whatever. It's the exact same thing that the Yanks get issued. Put your fire lighter under there, put your steel cup on, and you can boil your water up. And it's a little bit more secure than what the hexi stoves were. I've been known to lose a few brews just as they're coming to the boil. You'd tap it with your finger or something and it'd fall off and you'd lose all your water. And these are designed to go like that and go back into your and then your water bottle, your 600 ml or your 1 quart, is it, or something, pint, I can't remember, 600 ml anyway. No, it wasn't. It was a litre. 1 litre, water bottles were a litre. Your water bottle would fit into there, all shaped the same way. Your water bottle would fit into your steel cup, and then that would go into the canvas pouch. So you could have that whole thing as one thing. You pull your water bottle out, have a drink of water, put it back in, and then if you wanted to boil a brew up, you take your steel cup out and fold your handle out. Make sure the handle's locked in tight. That's not a bad coffee, Slacken. I tell you what, that is very nice. Righto. I'll come back when that food's ready, and what I will do, so I don't eat it out of the pouch, I'll actually pour it out into a mess tin. Handset Messing was their real name. Dixie, but Dixie was another bloody nickname for them. Your Dixies was your mess tins, the Poms call them. So I'll pour the jambalaya out into there so you can have a decent look at it, eh? I'll open up the hamburger bun, bit of Frank's red hot sauce over the top. We'll get stuck into it. Hey, I'll just try this sports drink. I'll get the I'll use some scissors here to see if I can get a better pour in there. See if that works. That's a 600 ml water there. The water bottles, our army water bottles, were exactly a litre. So I'll pour that orange powder in there. Looks alright. Goes orange as soon as it hits. That's about it. Put the lid on. Like I said, these are full of electrolytes and salts and minerals and all that. You've been working hard, digging gun pits, especially in hot weather here, where you're sweating a lot. Boy oh boy, walking around the bush here in summer with a pack on, or digging a gun pit, putting cam nets up. Used to work pretty hard out bush in the army, guys. I wasn't infantry, but we still worked pretty hard at times, eh? Digging gun pits and that. Friggin' hell, it's hard work. That's quite nice. And the powders, you get some of the Aussie ones, the powder's bloody that old, it's all stuck together and it won't mix up properly, but this Canadian one, that's still in good condition, Mark. Yeah. That's good, rather than just getting your old bloody warm water out of your water bottle and you used to drink that and it felt like it was doing nothing for you. Throw a pouch of this in, the sports drink. If anyone's been in the army, you know how shit the water tastes out of those plastic water bottles. It was horrible. Saw a thing on Facebook the other night, it was a Yank thing. Anyway, something about the taste of water out of a water bottle, and I thought, yeah, anyone who's been in the army can relate. But that makes it very enjoyable. That was just straight out of the tap, that water. Just got it out of the tap then. Just bloody, not cold water or anything. Didn't have cold water out bush. It was however it come out of your water bottle. That's how you drink it. Anyway, very good. Righto, couple more minutes on, another 5 minutes and we'll get into this main course. Hey, I thought I'd do this vanilla drink while the meal's nearly ready. So I just tore the top off it there, filled the water up just above the line. I went a little bit thin, so it says shake vigorously. So I'll fold that over a couple of times, I think, so I don't make a mess of it. And what I might do then is pour it into this bag here to give you a look at it. Righto. Shake it up in that bag. It's like a vanilla man shake. Righto. Sit that one there. Now my fingers are slippery. See if I can pour it into this bag to give you a look. Oh, it's thick. The idea of any military ration pack, guys, is to give you the energy you need to keep working out bush. So you'll find that if you're on a diet or whatever, this isn't the type of food. It'll be high in calories, high in high in sugars and that. It's designed to give you energy, to give you so many calories a day so you can work hard. And a lot of the times when you're out bush, especially the infantry boys, you friggin' work hard, real hard. So let's shake that up a little bit more and we'll give that a taste test straight out of the sachet. Very nice. I probably could have put even a little bit more water in that. That's quite thick. Yeah, very tasty. Vanilla flavour. Probably could have put a bit more water in there. Very sweet, very nice, and obviously designed to give you some energy. I'll put that in the fridge, in the camping fridge there, I think, and I'll have that later on. So yeah, the vanilla thing was very nice. Righto, I reckon this is going to be ready. We'll get straight into this here. Be careful, it'll be very hot. We'll see if it's done its job. Oh yeah, it's not scorching hot, but it's hot enough to eat. Oh, I've got bloody slippery hands now from the... Righto. So, ooh. It smells... You can smell the spice in there. That jambalaya, obviously from Louisiana, it's a spicy. Yeah, it's definitely a ricey dish. Pour him out. Okay. Put that there. Open up our hamburger bun to have with it. This is it's like a little cheeseburger bun. Oh, Ronald McDonald bun. Look at it, size of it. Like a brioche bun or something they're called. Stuck together, but I should be able to peel it into two pieces, maybe. No, that's not going to work. So there's my hamburger bun. Got some sausage there. Right, I'm going to have a taste of this before I put the Frank's hot sauce on there. So there it is, definitely a rice dish. You can see the bits of sausage in there. I was expecting like little sausages or whatever, but it's sliced sausage. And there's obviously some chicken in there as well. There you go, some bits of chicken. It's not chili spicy. It's certainly spicy as in different spices and that. What did I say? It's the French, Spanish and African jambalaya. That's where it gets its Louisiana used to, before it become part of the United States, wasn't it Spanish or something, or French? Floating around down there and then joined in with the United States. Don't quote me on that. Right. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's the nicest thing I've had, but it's certainly all right. This will make it better. Bit of Frank's hot sauce, which tastes similar to Tabasco, but a bit sweeter. Certainly sweeter than Tabasco. Those buns are good. Trying to work out maybe similar to a chorizo, like a chorizo sausage maybe, chorizo, however you say it. But I tell you what, that's not bad at all. So Someone's under here going, Dad, drop a bit of chicken down for me, will you? I'll get all the spicy stuff off for you, Raph. Is that sausage or chicken? Rafa gives it the double paws up, everyone. He said, I don't mind that, Dad. Bit spicy, but mate, for you. There you go, sausage and chicken jambalaya. That's nice. I tell you what, our bush would be bloody good. I'd like that a little bit hotter. I mean, I could always put that on the jet boil now and even heat that up a little bit more. It's warmed it up. Could have been a little bit hotter if I've got to be honest from that sachet, but it warms it up enough to eat. Like it's warmed through. If you still had a bit of hexy burning from your brew, you put your pan set messing over and maybe heat it up even a bit more. I reckon it'd be even nicer if it's really hot, especially in Canada in that real cold weather. Get this really hot, it'd be just what you need. Those buns are really nice. I rate those. Very, very good. Be nice in like a stew or whatever. Anyway, I'm going to finish that. That is nice. I really like it. Very, very good. Yeah. Rapper will eat anything I eat. He's unbelievable. Give him dog food and he won't eat it until he knows there's no chance of getting something off Dad or Mum. Then he'll go and eat his dog food. But if there's human food around, he'll make that his #1 priority. Well, I give that a thumbs up, Slacken. Very nice, mate. First time I've had a jambalaya. Similar to a paella, however the Spanish pronounce it, paella. The rice with the sausage and that through. Tony and Taryn did a big paella at the Harvey Bay camping event with all the meat and everything through it. So it's similar to that's probably where it gets its Spanish influence from. Geez, I'm smart. Just work that out. Anyway, that is very nice. I rate it. That is menu, what was it? Menu 11 or something. Jambalaya, chicken and sausage jambalaya. That one, I reckon, when the Canadians are getting issued their rations, I reckon that's one they'd be looking out for. I reckon that'd be a very popular one throughout there. The brew's nice. That's a nice coffee for a pack of coffee. Very good. Righto. How about we come back and try the sliced peaches for dessert. Righto. Washing up's done. In the gob. Wipe it on your sleeve, straight in the top pocket for next meal. Ah dear. Righto, let's get into this dessert. Sliced peaches. And you can't have this one, Rafa. That was a big meal. I can't eat it all now. I'm going to take that inside, put it in a little plastic container, put it in the fridge, and then later on this afternoon, mid-afternoon, I might just put it in the microwave and reheat that. That is nice. I'm certainly not going to throw it away. That is very, very nice. Righto, sliced peaches, once again in a tear-off sachet. It's a bit easier when your hands aren't wet. And what I might do is give you a look at what this looks like in the small mess tin here, the small Dixie. I'll tip it out into here. Oh wow. Doesn't matter what ration pack you have, a lot of rubbish left at the end of it. We used to have a thing, burn, bash and bury. Well, those days are gone. Can't do that now. You got to carry that shit out with you. And when you're on foot, all that extra rubbish has to pile it up, put it back in, and back in your pack now. It was back in my day before they got all worried about the environment. We used to burn shit if we could. Burn your tins and bash them and bury them in a hole. Can't do that anymore. Righto, let's try these peaches. They're in a syrup. Very dark looking in a very sweet syrup. Oh, I tell you what, it's bloody nice. Oh boy, they're nice. Once again, when you're working hard out bush in the army, you smash all that. You need it for your energy. At home here, you probably go, oh, I'm full now, and I am. But out bush, you just ate everything because you just needed to get all the energy back into you, because you knew there was a lot of, gee whiz. I look back now, and as I said, I wasn't infantry, guys. I was in Signals Corps. But even we used to work hard, you know, especially when you're one of those defensive exercises where you've got to dig gun pits all the time and all that. We did go out and do IMTs, infantry minor tactics training. So every Australian soldier, even though you're not infantry, you have to have the basics of how to be an infantry soldier, because you never know when it might be required. When we're in East Timor, the RSM of the SAS regiment, I won't mention his name, top man, Greg his first name was, loved his parachuting, did all that tandem stuff and that, loved jumping out of perfectly good aeroplanes. He got a heap of Kiwis and cooks and that, went out on a patrol, and they nearly had a dust up with the Indonesians. They were very, very close apparently. So, you know, even the cooks in the Australian Army, in my day, the cooks, the Kiwis, the clerks, were all trained to a certain level, which is the way it should be. Certainly nowhere to the level of a rifleman in infantry, but everyone knew how to shoot a machine gun, use your rifle, strip your rifle down, how to live in the field. It was basic soldiering, and every person in the army had to do that. I'm sure the Canadians and the Yanks and the British are the same. Wow, that's nice. Sweet, but very, very nice. Rightio. I might finish that off later on too. Well, I'm actually full, everyone. I'm actually full. That's it doesn't say whether it's 24-hour or one meal. I'll tell you what, if it's one meal, you had 3 of them a day, boy, that's more than enough to keep you going. I don't think this would be, I think it's probably too big to be a one meal, but it's too small to be a 24-hour. I don't know, maybe Mark can put something in the comments there. I do not know. I didn't read anything whether it was a one mealer or a 24-hour. I'm tipping one meal, guys. Normally a 24-hour ration pack will have two main meals in there, one for lunch, one for dinner, which makes me think it's a one meal. But boy, oh boy, there's enough in there. There's more than enough for one meal. 2 things missing, Mark. A tea bag, and very un-British of you Canadians, I think, not putting a tea bag in, and no crackers to put the peanut butter and strawberry jam on. You need some dry crackers in there. I don't know what you could put that on. Jack rations, we used to call them. You knew you were going to be living on ration packs when you went out bush on exercise or whatever. You'd always put jackies in. Jack rations, we called them in the Australian Army. So you go and buy bloody 2-minute noodles and crackers and all that type of stuff, just light stuff to supplement your what was in the ration pack there. So a lot of blokes would buy bloody chewing gum and biscuits and whatever like that. Crackers, 2-minute noodles were a big one. Everyone always had a packet of bloody chili 2-minute noodles in their pack, because they were just a bit of water in there, boil them up, soup and noodles, that used to keep you going. What have I missed out on here? Righto. Now, the coffee crisp, I'll actually try that. What we used to do with all this type of stuff, guys, it'd go in your top pocket, and that was for when you're on gun picket or listening post or something like that, and you're sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning on the gun pit, just looking out into darkness, listening for noises. We didn't have night vision goggles and that back in my days. You had to use the old bloody ears, and you put one of them in your pocket. You go, geez, I'm a bit peckish at 3 o'clock in the morning on gun picket. So you just slide this out of your top pocket, and that was your morale booster while you're on gun picket. So this is a coffee crisp, and it's from Nestle in Ontario, which is where Slacken lives. Very sweet. Sweet stuff, gives you a pick up out bush. When you're drained of energy, I remember walking the Kokoda Trail, you'd be just, it was like you're running on empty sometimes, going up mountains like that. You pack on and that, up in New Guinea. Sometimes you're just running on empty. And a black cup of tea with about 3 or 4 sugars in it and a chocolate bar. Just give you that pick up to get up the hill. You don't realise until you're out of energy how much energy things like this can give you when you've been working really hard. When you're at home, that shit to eat, day-to-day stuff, we all know it's no good for you, but when you're out working hard, these are a bloody godsend. That is very nice. Slight coffee taste to it. So I've got wafers and that in the middle. Very, very nice. 250 calories in that bar. Not too bad. 50 gram block, wafer bar. Yeah. It's like chocolate and coffee stuff in between wafers. That is very, very nice. Very sweet, but very, very nice. Righto, what else we got to try? The matches, I might try them on the next one. I won't try the peanut butter and the strawberry jam. I've got no biscuits to put them on. I might do that some other time. Yeah, just no crackers in here. Thought there would have been a few little, 3 or 4 crackers to put that on just for, when you're sitting around in between meals or whatever and you go, I'm a bit peckish, grab some crackers out, bit of peanut butter and strawberry jam together on the biscuit, a bit of a pick you up. Very nice. This is getting cold now. That coffee was nice. Where's the packet? That was a bloody nice packet coffee, that. It's too cold now. One thing I do have to do is give you a demo of the mint lolly. It's not a mint lolly, it's a bloody hand towel, and I'll show you how it works. I'll go and grab that'll do. I'll just put some water in that, and I'll come back and I'll give you a demo of that and we'll wrap up, eh? Beauty. Yeah, so Slacken sent me a whole packet of them once, and I thought, oh, he sent me a packet of mints. Not till you get them out of the packet. God, they're a bit chewy. You realise they're a bloody, like a napkin. A paper napkin. And they dead set. I think the Canadians made them just to trick us Australians. It's got the little maple leaf on there. So they're a Canadian thing. I've never seen these in Australia. If anyone's seen something like this in Australia, let me know where you can get them, will you? Because they're a brilliant idea. Look, they're the size of a mint that you buy. Put them in some water. Absolutely brilliant. Look at it. And it's not paper, it's like a proper, it's like proper, I don't know what you call it, it's like a material, very, very strong. Look how big it is. For doing your face. Our bush hygiene is a big thing. I know I joked about licking the spoon and that before. If you can, try and get some boiling water on there and clean it up. But really good, give your face, your hands, and when you're out bush and you haven't had a shower for 2 weeks, this thing here would also, you'd be doing underneath your arms and your ass crack, or your groin, and then your ass crack, guys. I know that sounds gross, but that was a shower, or that was a wash in the army. You could go weeks without it. So, and you're sweating and all that. It's important to keep your underarms, your groin area, even your feet. If you can air your feet out, maybe get between your toes and all that. Anywhere that just gets sticky and horrible, that doesn't get to see the thing. I mean, your arms and all that, who cares? But if you can keep your groin clean, under your arms, make sure you get the in order correct. Don't do your ass crack, and then your face, if you know what I mean. All right, get the order right. Start with your face, maybe your hands, armpits, and then and then your bum crack. Don't do the bum crack first. That's not a good idea. But they are a great wet towel. They really are. They do a great job, and that's big enough if you wanted to give your groin and that a clean. It's important, guys. Field hygiene was very, very important in the military. It's all right for the Navy and all that. They had showers, and the Air Force used to go to 5-star motels and shit. In the Army, as I said, you're living in holes and out in the bloody rain and walking up hills and sweating all day. You had to look after your hygiene because, you know, like in World War I, they reckon more people fell and got put out of action from dysentery and all that type of stuff than what they did from bullets. I don't know if that's true or not. I've read that a few times, eh? So very important to look after your thing. When you go through basic training and all that, there are always lessons when you go out on your 2-week field exercise at Kapuka. Field hygiene was always, that was a big thing. Field hygiene was always there. And even throughout the army, you'd always be reminding the diggers when you're out bush and there's not much going on, start doing some first aid refreshers, snake bite, heat stroke, heat exhaustion, all that type of stuff that we regularly encountered in the army. Heat illness was a big thing in the Australian Army. Heat illness and friggin' snake bite. I know 2 blokes nearly died from snake bite when I was in the army, and I mean very nearly died. One was a SIG, one was an infantry guy. We got all the bad boys down here, so it was a big thing. Snake safety. I had a couple of very close calls. A couple of Tic Tacs. Old mate started his mower up. Buck's filming, I'm going to start my mower up. Old Jim, about 3 down, he's come up to see the neighbours behind me, and he's decided to ride his mower up rather than walk. Anyway, there you go. There's a look at a Canadian ration pack, guys, or an MRE, meal ready to eat. Very impressed with it. Very, very impressed. 2 things missing, as I said, a tea bag and some crackers. There you go. Get onto that, Mark. Get onto your Prime Minister, Trudeau, and tell him we are not happy with his ration pack. He left the crackers out. In all seriousness, mate, thank you so much for sending that over. It did the lap of the globe to get to me here in far north Queensland. Really appreciate you sending it to me, mate. It's fantastic. Some really nice stuff in there. And I'm going to put the jambalaya in the fridge and nuke that this afternoon before I go on one of my driving things with the kids. So, hope you enjoyed that. I've got a British one to do, guys, an Aussie one, and I've got a couple of civilian ones that I got from Survival Supplies Australia. So I'm going to do them. If you enjoy these types of videos, let me know. I'll try and put in a few stories as well. Slacken said, Buck, make sure you tell a few stories on the way. Yeah, so I'll think up some more army stories, usually some funny ones. Some funny shit happens in the army. You always remember the funny times, not the bad times, eh? There's some funny shit happened in the army, it really did. When they come to me mind, I'll try and let you know about them. Bloody really, really good. Anyway, be good to each other, take care. Hope you enjoyed it. Put a comment down if you want to see more of these type of ration pack reviews. If you are somewhere and you can get me a ration pack to me to review, that's not Canadian, British, or what's the other one? If anyone's got another Yank one I can do, I know I've done MREs before. Anyway, I had a Russian one and there was pate in that, and I thought, nah, I don't eat that shit. So I gave it to my nephew Nutty. He said it wasn't too bad, the Russian ration pack. So put a comment down, put a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it, and we'll catch on again on the next one. We do Steve W's British 24-hour ration pack. So I'll do that over a whole 24 hours and show you exactly what's in a British ration pack. All very similar, isn't it? The Australian, New Zealand, American, Canadian, all that, all very sorts of similar foods, but designed to keep you going when you're working hard out bush. Catch you later, eh? See ya.